then?
But now it's on.
All right.
Okay, this is Jackie Burnett again on behalf of Scottish Hockey Heritage Group, and today I'm chatting with Joyce Flannigan, who played for Scotland probably back starting in about the 60s. But we're just going to have a little chat about Joyce's start in hockey and where it took her. I believe you started hockey at school in Gillespie's.
I did indeed. But I went after school to learn to play.
Oh.
Because if you were in a class that did Latin, you didn't get games.
Right.
Summer or winter.
So no sport at all during the school day?
No, none whatsoever. Just gymnastics and Scottish country dancing.
Oh right, so you did get gymnastics?
2 periods, yes.
But you went after school to Meggetland?
That's right. We used to meet Boroughmuir going away as we arrived to play. And I learned from a senior pupil, Pat Adamson, who subsequently became the Scottish national coach many years later. And her cousin was the young PE teacher, Doris Adamson.
Oh, right.
So it was a kind of family affair from them.
Ideal.
And that's where I started. And then when we got to second year, they had teams and you got to play in matches against other schools and went up school playing in the various teams as you got older.
I remember Boroughmuir well, but the pitches left a lot to be desired, didn't they?
Yes, on the slope at Meggetland. And I think my contribution to the game was, 1, I could run fast, and 2, because we did so much Scottish country dancing, I had good footwork. So I used to make sure that I could get myself round the ball and keep it on the pitch in case it went way down the slope and 2 pitches away and you had to run and fetch it back to play.
Yes.
I think there was perhaps an innate laziness there.
I think innate laziness covers a lot of sins in sport. But in those days, did you have the long sticks?
Yes, it was an English-headed
heads?
stick, and my first stick was given to me by an aunt who'd come home from Australia on holiday, and she brought me a Slazenger long-headed English stick for my birthday.
And I think in those days, just you saying that footwork was essential because you had to get yourself round on the left.
There was no reverse stick.
No, none at all.
And I should perhaps say that the other skill that I had that was never a problem was reverse stick, because I'm left-handed. So I had
many of the best hockey players
a good reach with the left hand, and I had the strength and the wrist to flick the ball back onto the pitch if I missed it.
Excellent. And from hockey at school, did you get into junior teams?
Yes, I played for 2 years in Junior East.
All right.
Who did we play? Can't think. We went to Midlands and...
It'd be the other districts, wouldn't
some
it?
Of
West
the others,
or
I
south?
can't remember. I remember we went to Dundee and played, yes.
Yes, and was it the same thing, or did you have to have a special uniform to...
Oh, we had, we wore navy blue tunics, and the first year we had long black stockings kept in place by suspenders.
I can't imagine playing
and the next year we were elevated to the cast-off Senior East long pale blue stockings. And my mother had to go and get me this suspender belt to hold these stockings up. Didn't even wear long stockings to go to school, far less play games in them. So it was a bit of a culture shock.
It certainly is. It just seems crazy nowadays to think of people playing in suspender belts. And after school,
I went to Dunfermline College in Aberdeen to study PE and continued to play hockey there.
Ideal. And did you star there as well? Did you get into the...
Not particularly. It was the students who chose the teams, so the third year students chose the teams. And so if you were a first year student, you would, apart from Alex Jimison, I don't remember anybody walking straight into the first 11.
And she was particularly fast, wasn't she?
Oh yes, and Alex and, well, my college chum, Jennifer Allen, also was an outstanding player. She was Scotland's outstanding player as an 18-year-old.
Oh, so she was in the team.
Yes.
So they had some...
2 goals in 10 minutes against England.
Oh, wow. Wow. that is something. And they didn't have coaches at all. It was purely the students. The
students chose the teams, but we had coaching from... I had some coaching at a camp at Inverclyde from Peggy Potts, who I think was the English coach at the time.
Oh, right.
And she thought that I shouldn't play on the left wing, I should play in the middle. So I took her advice and started to try and play centre forward.
And did you enjoy it? Was it?
Oh yes, sometimes playing on the left wing. I remember being promoted at a Scottish trial, 2 teams, and only touched the ball twice.
Oh.
Because nobody passed it out as far as the left wing.
Absolutely, and you simply stayed there, didn't you? There was no moving around in your position.
No interchanging.
Yeah.
No, you played up and down the wing, and you know.
Yeah. I'm interested in what you said there about. I moved up to 2 teams in a Scottish trial. Scottish trials were something on their own, weren't they? Is that when you went to Troon and places like
Troon,
that?
I think the Christmas tournament with all the districts were held mainly either in Troon or St Andrews, because they were least likely to be called off with snow and ice and frost.
Yes.
Except that in 1962 they had it in Perth on the North Inch, and Big Gav, Betty Gavigan, and some of our Midlands people had the foresight to go and sweep all the way around the lines on the pitches after the snow fell before the tournament. And we played on snow.
And you simply just played with a white ball on snow? No,
with a red ball.
You had, because a ball in those days would be was it a cricket ball?
Well, yes, it had seems like a cricket ball, yes.
Because I can remember as a young PE teacher, one of my jobs every week was to paint the red cricket balls white, and you put them on a piece of wood with 3 nails and they balanced there. I'd forgotten
I
about
think
that.
we found a better way in doing that. The waste bins, flattened one side and then curved. If you turned them upside down and put them on newspapers, you could do the paint on newspapers, take a ball, roll it, and dump it on top, and it dripped down. And that was the way to do a whole bucket full of balls.
That sounds a lot better than a paintbrush and nails. Absolutely. But it was very different in those days. Picking up the selectors, because I went to one of these district tournaments before they stopped them, and the selectors went round with clipboards and
yes. You could always tell the selectors because they were wearing a travelling rug.
Absolutely, that was the thing.
And furry boots.
And
looked bored.
But I take it they moved the teams around as they wanted.
Well,
so
yes.
If you were promising, you got pulled up. Excellent. So you played at college and then you came back to Edinburgh,
Yes.
back home, and did you play hockey for a team in Edinburgh?
Played for Edinburgh Western Wanderers, they were at that time.
Right.
And,
Where was that? Was that Double Hedges or?
It was Double Head. No, it was at Ravelson at Succoth.
Oh, and where St George's is, more or less.
Yes, it used to be the Doe School playing fields.
Right.
And it's flats and everything on Ravelson Dykes now.
Oh, I know exactly where you
So
are
we
now.
played
Yes.
there, and then we went to up the back of Dreghorn to the polo fields.
Wow.
And that was interesting. It was just a wee shed, but we didn't. We looked for other places to go, and then we went to Double Hedges Road,
Right.
and then eventually to Rayburn Place to Grange.
Because
Cricket
Western
Club.
Wanderers amalgamated with Grange, or became
well,
Grange's women's team, did they?
Yeah,
Yes.
eventually, yes.
I remember going to Grange for wonderful Easter tournaments, but it was all men.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I think they were taking on
yes,
board a
yes,
women's
we
team.
went. Western Wanderers usually went to an Easter tournament somewhere. We went to
Oh, right.
Southend and we went to Llandudno
Right.
several times and played there. It was great fun.
Oh yes, I think weekends like that really cemented friendships.
And also some really good hockey,
And
good standard.
some tournaments were very prestigious.
Oh yeah.
And attracted the better teams. And
That's well.
so it was quite an acclimate to
Southend
get an
was
invite.
Southend was like that.
Right. Yes, I think that contributed a lot to the
Oh,
development.
I think so. Certainly in my case, I'm sure it did.
Yes. And so you're back in Edinburgh, you're playing for Western Wanderers, and did you get called up for Scotland?
After the tournament in Perth on the snow, I don't know whether I was better at keeping my feet than other people, but then I was selected for the touring team to go to the States.
And I presume touring teams were big things in those days.
Well, it was to the World International Federation tournament, 4-yearly tournament, the precursor of the World Tournament and
Yes.
the World Cup.
Which culminated in 75
with the as a World Championship.
when it
Yes,
became a World
yes.
Championship. So this was 63 and you went to...
Baltimore in Maryland in the States,
Right.
and we played there, and in Philadelphia, and we played, I don't know how many matches we played. We must have played at least 7, I think, at
Right.
the actual tournament for 2 weeks, but we were away about 7 or 8 weeks, and we played. I think the Americans were happy to use touring teams to help spread the game a bit
Yes.
more in America, because it was very much at that time an Eastern Seaboard
Yes.
thing, and the odd player from California, but we played Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey,
So
then
while
we
you
went up to Canada and
Oh, right.
played Canada and played Ontario.
And did you travel by bus around, or can you remember?
Sometimes we flew and
All right.
sometimes we were coach.
And did travelling to America, did you fly or did you go by boat?
Oh,
Can
we
you remember?
we flew.
You flew.
Uh-huh.
So it was quite modern.
Oh yes, yes, and it landed up that the Scottish lot got the best deal for the flights, and so the flights were changed so that England and Wales could go on the same flight, because we'd got a cheaper rate than anybody else.
All right. And did they get the same rate eventually?
All
right,
we
so
all travelled,
You got the best deal.
and it was by Air India.
Oh, right. How interesting. My goodness. And after that, I think you had a spell in Toronto.
Toronto at the university, yes.
So this was a job.
Yes,
or was it a 1 year exchange, or was it?
No, I went for a year. I was invited to go for a year, and I wouldn't commit to any more. And to be honest with you, it wasn't the work that I really was interested in. Well, some of it was the hockey, yes, but also I didn't like the climate. It was very humid in the summer and
Yes.
damp in the winter, and I didn't like it. So I didn't continue.
And at that point, had you been teaching?
Oh yes,
in a
I've
school?
been teaching. Yes.
PE teaching. Okay. And did you play hockey at all?
I did.
Or coach? Or
I was coaching. I was employed to coach the university team.
Right.
And to do track and field athletics and hockey was what I was employed to do. And took them to play all the other universities in the area, and we had they were good players by Canadian standards, and so they won all their matches. But they were very nice and very coachable, the students.
Good.
Eager to learn.
Okay, and so did you take the opportunity then to do some playing?
Oh, that was in the autumn, and the following spring I played, and was it Toronto Badgers or something it was called?
Oh, great name.
You had to apply to the Hockey Federation, and they appointed you to a team because they didn't want one team putting everybody else off by walloping them every time they played.
But an interesting scenario that is. It'd be interesting if possibly that could work in Scotland. And
it was to spread what talent they had.
Absolutely.
Throughout the clubs, and give people decent matches where they could compete with each other rather than be slaughtered. And it made a heck of a lot of sense.
It does. I think it's an interesting concept. So came back from there, went back to Glasgow.
To Dunfermline College.
Oh, when you came back from Toronto, that's when you went to
Dunfermline College to lecture.
And did you keep playing hockey as well?
Yes,
in your own time?
Yes.
With Grange?
Well, it was still Western Wanderers.
Right.
Grange Western Wanderers.
Yes. So
before it became Grange, yes.
Yes, of course. And internationally, were you?
Well, I played in the reserves sometimes.
Right.
But I just think my face didn't fit, so that was fine.
Right. And
didn't bother me. I just enjoyed playing.
Yes. No. Absolutely. And then did you do any more touring?
Yes. In 1971, I was chosen to play in the Scottish team and the home internationals.
All right.
And we didn't do so well. We beat Ireland 2-1.
Okay.
And I think I scored both goals.
Okay, very good.
We were 2 up in 10 minutes.
Wow. You mentioned someone earlier that played 2 goals against England, but 2 goals in 10 minutes against Ireland's good as well.
Oh, well, and I think we won it, and then we lost 1-0 to England at Grangemouth.
Right.
And we lost 1-0 in Wales, and I don't know how we managed to lose. We seemed to, I think they maybe had a very good goalie.
Right, and just...
and we had Marietta Craigie in the team.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
My goodness.
I mean, she was supposed to be really good.
I think she was. I think she became very good. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking that if you played at Grangemouth, did Kath Lambert umpire that by any chance?
I have no idea who umpired. I can't remember.
I'm just thinking that I remember going to Grangemouth to watch a
Right.
game, and I wasn't aware that there were many there, so it was possible that I was actually there watching. And Kath Lambert, who had been the PE teacher at
Eventually
Gillespie's.
at Gillespie's, yes.
Yes, and umpired, because in those days I think internationals, they supplied their own umpires.
Yes, there was one from each team, I think.
Yes, you didn't have a neutral umpire.
Well, what should neutralise out,
yeah,
you know.
but it didn't, because thereafter they moved on to neutrally appointed umpires.
Yeah.
And interestingly, back in those days, the umpire wore a white blazer and white
That's
gloves
right.
to
That's
umpire,
right.
which I've never forgotten.
I know. I thought how impracticable white blazers
Oh, I
must
know.
have been.
And when you think how much umpires move nowadays,
Oh yeah.
where it was much more static.
I
then.
don't think Kath could have moved very quickly
Well,
ever.
I wasn't going to mention that part.
Oh well. I mean, I knew her for so
Yes.
many years,
Yes.
you know.
Well, and I.
She used to have a go at me, so I always had a go back at her.
Oh, well done, well done. I think I was rather frightened of her, certainly in awe, because she was at Gillespie's and Joy Bremner was at Burramuir, and she was my PE teacher, and they were quite big people, shall we say, big personalities.
Yes, and a lot of respect for Joy Bremner as well.
Oh well, yes, absolutely, she was
Yeah.
superb. So I think you went on another tour though, in '71.
That's right.
So you did get called up. How did tours work? How did they decide who would go on a tour?
Oh, the selectors chose a team.
Right, and by I know in '63 you had to pay your own way.
Oh, by 1971 there was a British Sports Council and they funded it
So that
for all the home teams.
right, so that was more of an accolade, more recognition that you
Well,
were
there was
actually
no
playing.
Yes,
Well,
there was no excuse for anybody not to be going.
ideal, yes. No,
But you still didn't get any caps for it.
I know. It's
Strange, but who
It does.
cares? I mean, I enjoyed all these matches I played in. I couldn't
Absolutely.
care less about whether
Yes.
you got a cap or not.
Absolutely. And where did the one in '71 go? Was it America again?
Eventually, we flew out to Ceylon, as it was then, and we played there, and it was the monsoon season. So every day at 4 o'clock, the rain was starting about a foot off the pavement. And we landed there at the beginning of the Tamil troubles.
Oh yes.
And there was a curfew, so everything stopped at 8:30 at night. You had to be back where you were staying.
Right.
But we played hockey there. The people were lovely. They were absolutely super. And we actually played America. They came at the same time as us, and so we played them in Colombo.
All right.
And I think we won all right. And then we moved on to Hong Kong and stayed there and played Hong Kong. And then we flew to Australia and we had 2 weeks playing there. We played in Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra and Geelong. Sydney and Geelong and Canberra.
Excellent. And then was it home after Australia?
No, we then went to the actual tournament in New Zealand.
So this was just the build up to the
That was the
tournament.
build up to it, and we had 3.5 weeks playing in New Zealand, 2 weeks of which it rained solidly.
Wow.
And we only got out of one place just before there was a landslide or we would have been stuck. And I remember I've never been so glad not to be playing as I was in a place called Palmerston North, which I believe is a lovely sort of summer seaside place,
Right.
classy. But it poured, and their Prime Minister's wife was coming to the match.
All right.
and they decided we were going up to Auckland after that to play in the actual tournament, and they couldn't play in the tunics because we wouldn't have had time to get them cleaned with all the mud.
Because they were really heavy as well, weren't
I know. Well, no, these were lighter
Oh,
ones
right.
by then. They they played in our. We'd all taken navy wee skirts for practice matches and things. And so they played in the practice outfit, and I thought, oh God, I'm glad I'm not playing in this, until I remembered that I'd given somebody my skirt to play in. So it was all had to be laundered. And then we had 2 weeks at this Ardmore College outside Auckland, where the tournament was held.
Right.
And it had been an old Air Force camp, and it wasn't really all that great, and the accommodation was dormitories, bunk beds.
So was this another IWFHA
yes,
tournament?
yes.
So this must,
That was the last
every
one.
4 years, so this was the one prior to Edinburgh.
That's right. It was the last of the IFWHA tournaments,
Right.
as such, and the next one was the World Championships.
Yes.
And it seemed strange that there was no caps or anything, but who cares?
I think that was just the way it was.
The way it was, yes. And I think we finished 4th equal in the tournament,
Right.
and there were 16 teams.
Very good. Very good.
New Zealand landed up having 2 teams in because South Africa had to withdraw because of apartheid.
All right. But I think that was how things were done in those days, because in 75 in Edinburgh, I know that Scotland put in an under-23 team.
It must
Or
have.
was it a GB under-23? But there was a team pulled in the same way.
Yes.
Because when we had the reunion, Helen Moyer came along because she had played as an under-23 in the tournament. So that was what happened. If you didn't have the numbers, the home team brought in a team to make them up.
Well, it was kind of last minute.
Yes.
I don't know whether it was government interference or what happened. You know, it was something political.
The apartheid couldn't. Possibly.
So then after New Zealand, we flew via Hawaii.
Right.
And that was interesting because we had the same day twice. We had a day, after the tournament finished, we didn't fly out till the following night. And so we had a day at Rotorua to see the hot springs and things. And then got on the plane overnight to Hawaii and had the day on the beach at Waikiki. Before we got on a plane again and flew to San Francisco.
Okay, so now you're on the western
coast,
seaboard,
and so we played in California, played in San Francisco, and then we flew to Philadelphia.
Wow.
And went to the hockey camp there and played. I can't remember who we played there, and then we were in New York and we played. I can't remember. It would be a local team. We played American teams. I can't remember.
Can you remember how long this took?
It was 8.5 weeks or something we were away.
My goodness, 8.5 weeks of pure hockey. Imagine if they had given you caps, how many caps you would have got in that
I don't
time.
know, but I tell you, I didn't want to look at another hockey stick for a long time after it because
too much.
It was really, it became a chore.
Okay.
And I think we played something like 26 matches.
Right.
And I played in 19 of them. and I was shattered, and I was fit, you know.
Yes.
It was in the days where I was really fit.
Yes.
But it was very tiring.
Yes, it would be.
Almost more mentally, actually.
I was going to say, just to be in that same group
Yeah.
of people who aren't your family or your chosen, but and although you get on well with them,
Yes,
you're not
it
used
was.
to living together for
It
so
was.
long.
It was a very happy tour, I think.
Was it
Everybody sort of
gelled?
gelled together.
In those days, did you have a coach by that time? Can you remember? Or
Who coached us? I can't remember who was coaching us.
no?
We had coaching before we went, but I can't remember now offhand who it was. And
But just that change from when you
yeah,
went.
oh
before
yeah.
You chose your own team, as
I
it
know
were,
that
when you started.
I don't think we had an official coach because we had a bit of a stushy with the SWHE because there was a reporter called, was it Charlie Guild?
Could be.
And he organised for us. We thought it would be good to have some practice matches and things. And he was going, I don't know how, we played at the Civil Service ground in Edinburgh.
Yes, yes.
And there was some to do about, I don't know how we got expenses or something for people to come all together to practice, and there was a bit of a stushy about it all, and the money got handed back, and I think we got rapped over the knuckles.
Oh dear. Oh well. It was probably the days when they were starting to maybe
It was
pay coaches
well,
or pay expenses.
it was a day where it was coming,
Yes,
you know, and I think it was long overdue.
yes.
But I don't know that they had the coaches of the calibre that was needed for international play at the time. I mean, they did.
It was still probably slightly amateurish rather than
yes,
the courses that people
yeah.
will now go through now.
And I think perhaps too, you know, for somebody to go for 8.5 weeks as a coach would have been more than most employers would put up with.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, I was lucky. Dunfermline College never said boo, and I got leave of absence.
So you got leave of absence and paid
leave of absence.
Oh, yes.
But when we went to the States in '63, I got 7 weeks leave of absence because 1 week was in the school holidays, so I got paid for that, and 7 weeks without salary.
in 63. So in 63,
I lost almost 2 months' salary.
undoubtedly that would influence availability for some
Well,
people.
yes, for some people,
Because
yes.
it was a massive expenditure.
Well, it was £150 for the fare.
Which was a lot of money back in 63.
Oh yeah, and then you had to have number 1 cocktail dress and number 2 cocktail dress for for functions that you were to go to.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I mean, and that's right, they charged us £1 for the use of the tunics.
All right, so you hired your tunic.
Tunics from SWHA to play in them.
And then, yes, did you have to get it dry cleaned when you came
Oh,
home?
yeah.
Or, so I had to go back, so it was, yes, very different days.
Oh.
Although I think people still contribute quite a lot to
Oh
the
yes,
expenses, but
yeah.
you were probably paying for all of it.
Yeah, pretty well. But you see, it was commensurate with other sports.
Yes, yes.
In athletics you got nothing.
Yes, it's interesting nowadays because the big sports, men's sports like rugby and football, of course at the moment are developing women's teams, and I think it's a very different scenario because of the professional game that's attached to it. Whereas
there's money
athletics
there.
and hockey, I think, are possibly missing out a bit. Okay, so after 71, was that the tail end of your hockey career?
Pretty well, yes.
But you were back teaching. You were head of sport
Well, in 1973 I moved to Mary Erskine as principal teacher.
Okay, and I was very interested. You said that you'd been a selector
For Scottish schools.
for Scottish schools with Doreen.
Doreen Smith from Watson's.
Right.
Who I have to say, I watched her play for Scotland against England at Wembley when it was on the television. We didn't have a television, but my aunt had a TV, and so I say, could I come down and watch the TV? Yes, of course, dear. So I would go down and watch it, and I watched her play against England.
Right.
And she, to my mind, is the best marker interceptor of a ball I've ever seen.
Really?
There was a left wing called Melvin Hickey who played for England, who was really good and fast, and Doreen Smith had her nailed.
Excellent.
Absolutely, her acceleration, she played right half, and her acceleration, when she saw the ball coming, to nip in and take it and go past
As you
the
say,
player and room to then play it. She was a wonderful player.
excellent.
She was a Watsonian.
Yes, I remember from my school
yeah.
days, but to be honest, I hadn't realised she was such an expert.
She was a super player.
Excellent. But you told me a little story which I thought was very interesting about you being a selector and a couple of very good young players that you noticed.
Oh yes, I went on. Doreen and I had worked together coaching the Edinburgh schools team, and we sent these two girls to the Scottish, or from East to the Scottish trials, Alison Buckingham and Margaret Somerville. Alison, I think, was at St Margaret's.
She was.
And the girl Somerville was a pupil of mine.
Right.
And when they came back, neither of them got through to the final trial, and Doreen and I looked at each other and said, if they've got two better midfield players than that, we must be on with a super team. But it turned out that there was no East selector on the Scottish selection team. So Doreen and I decided I would go and do the selecting, and she could manage time to do the Edinburgh schools the next year. So
as a coach.
And so that was the arrangement. So I went on the next year, and Alison Buckingham was straight into the team. And to be honest with you, she's the best schoolgirl player I have ever seen.
Yes. And maybe we should just mention that Alison went on to become Alison Ramsey.
Alison Ramsey.
MBE for services to
hockey.
Hockey, and is now Alison McFarlane and still playing for Masters and doing very, very well.
That's good. Yes,
so
I
it's
see
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Not at all. It's been my pleasure, and hopefully it's useful to Scottish heritage hockey.
I can't imagine it's not, because I found it extremely interesting and very funny, and gave us a real picture of what it was like.
Yes. And it's. I think some people take it too seriously.
Yes.
And it's a game.
I think it's become very serious. Sport has become very serious.
Yes.
You're right. We have to remember it's a game, and to be enjoyed and learned from.
I always felt that my job as an educator was to educate all, and not just the elite.
Yes.
And if you can get wee fat Jeannie to enjoy going for a long walk, then you've been successful.
Absolutely, and it's interesting how wee fat Jeannie in later years might find that she's very good at a particular sport that you've never taught her.
That's right.
She just gets a bit of confidence and loses a bit of weight and is happy as Larry.
Yeah, because, evidently my father was a very good footballer.
Oh, was he?
So I'm told, and because he never mentioned it, but when he was young and worked down south, he had trials for Queen's Park Rangers, and when he came back to Scotland, to Edinburgh, I think his mother was ill, and he came back to look after her.
All right.
He had trials for Hibs, but he couldn't afford to be a footballer. In those days, professional footballers were paid less than what he earned.
Yes.
In his job. So he couldn't do it.
Yes.
But nobody else was sporty, so.
So you were the one that
the odd
shone.
one out.
You were the sports person of your family.
Well, I didn't manage to do a PhD like my brother, but at least I got a first class honours degree.
and an illustrious career in hockey.
Well,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That was very good.
It'd be
Thank
nice
you,
to
Joyce.
catch up with you, Jackie.
Oh no, it was excellent. Thank you very
Okay.
much.